pleasure to introduce Adam Kievman, founder and CEO of Renosome Bio. Adam has spent the past 25 years building leadership teams and scaling top biopharma and VC-backed biotech companies with a focus on enabling novel science and treatments for high unmet needs. Based in New England with a lab in Boston, as a Boston girl, go Sox, Renosome Bio is using their next-gen technology to develop a regenerative therapy for chronic kidney disease with the goal of reversing kidney damage. The terrible set of diseases with over 35 million people in the US alone suffering, and 60% of patients who reach end-stage disease die within 5 years. Please join me in welcoming Adam to share more about the inspired work they are doing to meet their goal of reversing kidney damage and establishing a new paradigm in kidney care.
Well, I guess I'm done. It's a great intro. Thank you. I'm Adam Kievman. I'm a patient founder and CEO of Renosome Bio. When I was a teenager, I went to the hospital for a routine surgery, and I got some surprising information, which was I have one kidney. And it was quite a surprise to me. I had no idea what kidneys were for. I kind of laughed it off and just forgot about it until a few years ago with a pre-diabetic diagnosis with really a long family history of hypertension. And now this pre-existing condition, which put me at an elevated risk for not just kidney dysfunction, but kidney disease and chronic kidney disease. So as a good life science executive, what would you do in this situation? I started a company, and so that's Renosome Bio for me and for millions of patients with chronic kidney disease. So CKD, though, not a laughing matter, devastating for patients. Here's the thing with CKD is 90% of patients who have chronic kidney disease don't know they have it. So the disease progresses over a long time unchecked. In the US, 35 million people a year have, 35 million people live with the disease. And as stated so nicely for me before, 60% of patients at end-stage disease will die within just 5 years. So devastating impact to patients. All of this adds up to what's an extraordinary expenditure for Medicare, over $100 billion a year spent on treatment for chronic kidney disease. How do we get here, though? It's decades of a lack of innovation. So for patients with end-stage disease, dialysis was developed in the 60s. Since then, yes, drugs have been developed, but they offer partial efficacy for patients. They merely slow disease progression. And where we find ourselves today is for the 135,000 patients in the US who each year advance to end-stage disease, we have dialysis to offer them, or potentially a transplant if patients can get one. 100,000 people on a waiting list, maybe 20,000 a year are able to secure a transplant. So Renosome's goal is to stop the progression, reverse the course of disease, and establish a new paradigm in kidney care. So what do we have? We've developed what is a cell-free engineered biologic. That means it's not a cell therapy, but we're using cells that we're genetically modifying to produce tiny particles called exosomes. Exosomes contain genetic material that's our therapeutic cargo that through an injection are taken up into the kidney, and we're already seeing the hallmarks of kidney repair and regeneration. So new blood vessels being formed, increased blood flow, better kidney filtration of the blood. We're seeing that now. Our IP comes out of George Washington University. We have 3 patent families that are advancing well, and our vision here is, as we advance the science, is to potentially stop the disease in its tracks, to reverse the course of CKD for patients, and potentially eliminate the need for dialysis or transplantation. We have data. So this is in vivo. We're looking at a diabetic mouse model, and we have both in vitro as well and scientific peer-reviewed publications in some top journals. The competitive landscape is one that we fit very well into. The on-market drugs right now which are standard of care, offer just limited benefit to patients. A cell therapy in development is showing the market interest. One patient's treatment could take weeks to produce and could be very, very expensive should it make it to market. This this competitor company has raised $800 million, proving the market opportunity for us. We think that our off-the-shelf, cell-free approach will really allow for what's a much better and more universal application and adoption of our technology. We have a great team, as I'm seeing that my time is up, with all the right experiences in drug development through commercialization, including for kidney therapeutics. And the market is hot right now for acquisitions in kidney disease, multiple billion-dollar-plus acquisitions here in just the last few years. So we've been incredibly successful in just a year since founding. We've established our lab in Boston. We've hired our first few scientists and are now moving from our convertible note, where we still have a bit of room for anyone who might be interested, to a priced round. We have our roadmap. We have the right team. And now looking for some partners from a financial standpoint to work with us as we engage with the FDA and we bring this much needed treatment to patients. Thank you.